Hi, my name's Paul Grogan and welcome to part 3 in my playthrough series for Book of Hours. This continues straight on after part 2. It's the start of a new day. We have got our elements. They have been refreshed. We have 2 Fet, 1 Fost and 1 Health. And now it's trying to remember what it was that I was doing. Now, I do remember we had 1 book that wasn't catalogued yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to start off by considering that book. And we're going to spend some of our effort. Let's spend some Fet. Why not? And let's start that countdown there. Before that countdown runs, I've got the time paused at the moment. Let's just have a look at what we're doing. We've got 4 books that we have catalogued, but we need a certain amount of elements in order to be able to analyse these books, or whatever it's called. So for this one we need 4 moon, for this one we need 4 sky, that's 4 knock, and that one is 6 sky. The other things we were going to do is we have unlocked this room in our house, so there's all sorts of things in here. I don't know what we can do with any of these things, but we also have 2 other rooms. So to get to the gatehouse stairs we need 2 forge and 2 lantern, and I think Reverend Timothy has got 2 lantern when we recruit him. I've actually got a physical book in front of me and I'm going to start making notes, because yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm going to not be able to remember between the playthroughs. So we got the gatehouse stairs that we can try and unlock. We've also got the cloistered garden, but that requires, again, 2 lantern or 2 nectar. So we could possibly unlock that one as well. In the town, we have been introduced. The people in the pub still don't like us. They are still hostile towards us. And we tried briming them, but unfortunately that didn't work. We can get Reverend Timothy to introduce us to them. So that's another thing we can use him for. We've been introduced to Mr. and Mrs. Killy. However, we don't have anything that we can speak to them about. You either speak to them about Grail or Winter, and we don't have any of those. So we've got Fet, Fost and Health. Neither of those have Grail or Winter. So even though we've been introduced to them, we can't really talk to them. We've nothing that we can give them. I don't think we can give them money. No, we can't give them money. It's literally got to be an element that is either Grail or Winter that cannot be fatigued or malady, and we don't have any of those at the moment. So I think the plan for today is, let's speak to Reverend Timothy. Now, when you speak to him, you've got to speak to him about something that he's interested in, which is knock or lantern. Thankfully, we have Fost, which is 2 lantern. And you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, didn't we need 2 lantern earlier on? Well, we did. We needed 2 lantern in order to explore the gatehouse stairs, but it needs to be an assistance. So it needs to be an assistant with either 2 forge or 2 lantern, because we need help. It says, I need help from the village to help clear and restore the place. So you can't just match aspects. They've got to be specific types of cards as well. So we're going to go and use our Fost, speak to Reverend Timothy, not about a particular topic. No, I don't think so. I don't think we've got a particular topic to speak to him about, so let's just let those 2 timers run down. Oh, and it's sunny. Right, so at the start of every day, a weather is determined, and today is sunny. Let's just have a look at sunny while we... Right, so Reverend Timothy, I'm going to write this down. Reverend Timothy is 1 knock and 2 lantern. Yes, so knock 1, lantern 2. So we can use Reverend Timothy for gaining access to those 2 other rooms in the house. But once you use him, he's gone for the day. So we've got 3 things that we can use him for, and we need to decide which. Let's collect those. Let's have a look at Sunny. So Sunny is 2 lantern and 2 sky. Now that is a weather card, which is a memory. Again, we can't use that to explore, but what we can do is we can use that to try and unlock some books. So one of the things that we've not seen in the game yet, which we're hopefully going to see today, is the skills. We're going to get a skill, and we do that by analysing one of these books with the correct number of aspects, and you need to match the aspects. Thankfully, Sunny has got 2 lantern and 2 sky, and we have a book that requires 4 sky. This book here requires 4 sky, so as long as we can get 4 sky, we can master that book. We've got 2 from the weather. I don't know how we're going to get the other 2. Let's wait for this to run out. This is cataloguing our final book. Let's just speed up time a little bit. There we go. Right, so this is on resonance. This requires 6 sky to master it. So we've actually got 2 books that require 6 sky at the moment. Now, just wanted to mention this thing that's appeared in the top left. This is a little unusual. You can only have 5 objects. Every other object that you have goes to here, where there is a little number. And if you click on there, it actually puts them, you look carefully, there. So everything that you have where you don't have space in your inventory, it puts it in a big long line right under the house, which is a little bit weird, but that's where it is. That's where the book is. Now I can drag it from there and I can put it on the bookshelf. But as the more we play, the more of these items we'll collect. And if we don't have space for them in our inventory, then yeah, it's gonna put them in a big long line here underneath the house. Anyway, so that's that book. So let's just go back to trying to crack this. So we're going to consider this book. We can add a soul, a skill, and a memory, and we're trying to get to 4 mastery. So we can put Sunny in the memory, because although it's a weather card, it counts as a memory, but that's only 2. We don't have a soul, I believe. None of our souls. Well, we have to use a soul. You have to put some effort in, and that is allowing us to start. Be very careful though, because it says you've provided Sky, but not enough to match the mastery. If you're lucky, you might still succeed. Now, this makes it sound like there is a chance of succeeding. That's not actually true. The way that this works is that this will let you start it, even though you've only got 2 Sky. But then there is a chance involved, I believe, that during that timer process, certain extra things might pop up, spaces where you can put additional cards. So if you have the 4 Sky in total somewhere, then you can add in extra Sky as it goes along. But if you don't actually have the Sky at all, then it's not going to work. I don't think it's going to work if you're not able to provide the 4 Sky in total by the end of the process. Now you can do that by adding additional memories. If you had any additional memories with Skies, you could add them in later. Or objects. Sometimes you can add objects in. And if we look at the objects, we'll find that all sorts of these objects have different elements, different aspects on them. I'm not seeing any of these that have Sky, not even a picture of the Sky. What about in here? Is anything in here? No, nothing in here seems to have the element of Sky. Sorry, the aspect of Sky. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that, even though I was quite excited that we've got a sunny day, which is two Sky. So let's see what else we can do. We have the Rector's Assistants. Let's open up. I think we're going to open up another of these rooms. So do we want the Gatehouse Stairs or the Cloistered Garden? I mean, you can sort of see a background faded image of what's going to be there. Let's go for the Gatehouse Stairs. So we're going to drag him over. That's going to start unlocking that. And what else can we do? We can consider things. We can consider other things. You can look at other objects. And that will spark memories. So if we might be able to think about this carefully. There is a picture of the Sky in that image. So if we consider that, and again, you always have to put some effort in, and it wants any element of the soul. Well, let's put our health in. Let's just use our health in investigating the object. And it says you won't use this up or consume it by doing it, because you've got to be careful. Sometimes when you you combine items together or you use things or whatever, it will use them up. This one is not using it up. So we're going to start that. That's going to run that countdown. And there's nobody to talk to. Nope, there is nobody currently to talk to. We can only be looking at one thing at a time. I don't think there's anything else. No, I think we're just waiting for these timers to run out. There we go. Right, so what's happened? This is signed Brulio, but dated 1902, long after the librarian of that name left Hush House. She did come of a family of painters. So it's a painting. Our health is now fatigued, and we've unlocked Memory of Sight. So that has given us an extra memory, which has got 1 lantern on it. So if we had a book that required lanterns, that would be great. But we don't. It's all about the Sky, isn't it? All of our books. We need Moon 4, Sky 4, Nock 4, Sky 6, or Sky 6. So, yeah. Unless I'm missing a part of the game. As I say, I'm not an expert at the game. I've been playing it a little bit. I've learned a few things about it. It's still a bit of a voyage of discovery for me. But if you're watching these videos and you know something that you think might help me out, please let me know. Right. Oh, look at this. Lots more books. Lots and more books. And we have ink. Now, didn't we need ink? We have a letter to the librarian sent to me from St. Ronwen's Trust. And I think we had the ability, when we considered it, and it said, yeah, read the letter, to reply, add ink at a desk. Is this a desk? And it looks like a very big desk. It is a desk. Eva. A magnificent 18th century secretary desk commissioned for the Lady Eva de Wolf, last of the Brankrug de Wolfs. This has got challenges on it as well. This is a part of the game I don't fully understand. But it did say, if we add ink at a desk... So where's the... Right, okay, so that can go in the papers slot. And the ink is going to go there. Right, we need to add a soul to determine the tone of the letter. Ah, not all desks allow all soul cards. What does it want? It wants Edge, Grail, Moon, or Winter. Well, we've been busy today. So we don't have any of those. All we've got is Fet. So we can't use Fet to reply. Oh, I was getting excited then. I thought I was going to write a letter back to St. Ronwen's Trust to let them know that I've got here safely. But alas, we can't do that. But what we do have is we have lots more books. We have Walter de Wolf. We have a star-strewn chair. We have a... Oh, though, look, sky. We have an item that has sky, but it's only one. And I don't want to start a skill check thing unless I've actually got the right things. Because I did that in a previous playthrough, and I ended up... Yeah, it wasn't good. I got a malady, and I never managed to recover from it. So, oh, we got that as well. That's sky. So we've got a couple of things that are sky, but... I kind of want a skill, but the way you get skills is by analysing the book. So we're in a bit of a catch-22 situation here. We don't have anywhere near enough aspects to be able to decipher these books or master these books because we just don't have souls that match. We've got rows. We can't tell what these are. Unfortunately, you can't tell what they are when they're fatigued, but I've written them down. So Fet is actually moth and 2 rows. Oh, it's there. Health is heart, nectar, and scale. And where's our Fost? Our Fost is there. Our Fost is sky and 2 lantern. So we used our Fost to talk to Reverend Timothy. But tomorrow we could try and decipher the book using Fost, which is 1 sky. Oh, it might not be sunny. It might not be sunny tomorrow. Ah, right. It's going to be another day where I don't think we're going to accomplish very much. Let's try reading... What's that? Bewildering and occasionally useful. It's a mirroscope. Okay. We got some papers. Creamy, smooth, eagerly waiting in ink. So you can use them to write on something. But I don't want to use the ink up because that's another mistake I made in a previous playthrough. I actually used this ink up at the start. And then you don't have any more ink for ages. So I never got round to replying to the letter. So, playing it differently this time. We're going to consider this with the last of our souls. And apart from that, we've got that timer running. We've got... no, that's it. That is it. This is going to be another short day because we just don't have many elements. And we're using Fost every day to get Reverend Timothy. And then we're using Reverend Timothy to unlock another room. Let's just see what's opened here. The Watchman's Tower, the top floor. The ceiling bows worryingly under a damp patch. There must be a leak in the observatory. The sun above knows what state it's in. I should seek help and enter carefully. So to unlock that, we need 2 Grail and 2 Sky. So we need an assistant with 2 Grail and 2 Sky, which is not Reverend Timothy. So we can't use Reverend Timothy to get into here. Okay, let's have a look at this new book. This is the Geminiad 3, a fragile manuscript illustrated with twinned shapes of sad and luminous beauty, and with all the phases of the moon. It might be as old as the 7th century, but the language, Fusine, is much older. Coral decorates its cover, and its page edges are sharp enough to slash a throat. So this is written in Fusine, a dry language. I don't know if we can read that. And it requires 12 moth. Yeah, so that's not happening anytime soon. So we'll collect that. And that book has, because it's excess book, it's gone there. In fact, what I might do is I might put that back there. Yes. We can't. We got 4 more books here. We can't analyze any of these because we don't have any things left. We've got memory sight, but I don't think we can do anything with that. One thing you can do is you can boost the stats of your assistants by talking to them, giving them items and talking to them about memories and things like that. You boost their stats in order to gain access to these other rooms. Thankfully, Reverend Timothy with his 2 lanterns has got us into that place. But if we had a card that had 2 Grail or 2 Sky, like the Sun, for example, we could speak to Reverend Timothy, and even though he doesn't have any Sky, we can speak to him about the sunny weather. He gains the aspect of that weather card for that day, which means we then can use him. So Reverend Timothy is going to be great for us. But yeah, it's just a shame we can only use him once per day. So let's zoom ahead to the next day and see what that brings. See what the weather's going to be like, because if it's sunny, we might be able to master one of these books. We'll see. Can't go any faster than time 6, can you? No. Who knows what the weather's going to be like in the morning? Can't look it up on the internet in 1936, can we? Right. So, all of our stuff has been refreshed. And I am going to go and speak to Reverend Timothy. It's the first thing I'm going to do. Another thing that I think the devs need to consider is I'm constantly having to drag my cursor around. You can use the arrow keys on the keyboard, but I'd like to have some sort of preset camera angles, because I want this as a preset and another one as a preset, just to save dragging around all of the time. I will suggest it. By the time you watch this video, that camera presets might be in. You never know. Right, so Reverend Timothy, we don't want to speak to him about anything particular. Oh, he actually does have 1 Sky. Oh, right, he's got 1 Sky. And it's sunny. Right. Okay. But we've used our FOST. Oh, we used our FOST to speak to Reverend Timothy. I mean, he doesn't have Sky. No, I'm getting all excited then for a minute. Right, now, FOST has Sky. Reverend Timothy has Knock and 2 Lantern. Yeah, it's a bit odd that the number is a little bit far away from the thing, but that's 1 Knock and it's Lantern 2. So, we've got Reverend Timothy. I still don't think we can do anything at the post office. No. Were we going to reply? I don't think we can. What did we need to reply to the letter? I think we needed our FOST, didn't we? Let's just go through it again. Letter. Yeah, the soul. Yeah, so it needs Edge, Grail, Moon, or Winter. In fact, we don't have any of them. No, we don't. So we can't reply to the letter at all. Oh, no, we can. No. Edge, Grail, Moon, and Winter. Yeah, we don't have any of those. So we can't actually reply to the letter at all at the moment. Interesting. Interesting and a little bit odd. So, anyway, like I was saying, this is an assistant. He's got Knock 1 and Lantern 2. So we could use him to explore the garden. Or what we could do is we could explore the Watchman's Tower. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to speak to the Reverend, and we're going to speak to him about the weather. And you can see what that's going to do is it's going to add the aspects of the weather card to that. In the meantime, while that's running, let's catalogue another of these books, and we'll use our pet for that. So that timer can be running. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can do. Maybe if we'd made different choices at the start and we'd have different skills, then that might open that up. You never know. Let's just let both the timers run out. Okay, so we've spoken to Reverend Timothy, and if we look at him, he now has 1 Knock, 4 Lantern, and 2 Sky. Which is great, but that has used up the sun. And then what we're going to use him for is we're going to use him to explore there. So that can be unlocking. I might just let that run in slow time. Meanwhile, we've catalogued this book. So this requires 6... What's orange? Orange is Forge. So again, another book, which has been put there. So let's drag that and put it there. Might as well consider another one, because I don't think we're going to do much else today. No, we're not. We're going to have another short day. So we'll consider that book as well. Let's speed time up a bit. Okay, so this book is Advice on Containment, requires 4 knock. We're not getting books that match our elements at all. Let's consider one more book. Can we use our health? You can't. You can't use your health to consider books. Right, it's got to be... It can't be nectar, scale, or... Right, okay. So, don't know what we can use our health for. Anyway, we've got a new room that's unlocked with some more books. The thing is, we are unlocking lots of these books, which is great. But the minimum requirement to master these books seems to be 4 of something. We've got 4 moon, 4 sky, 4 knock. And we can only do those with memories, weathers, skills, which we don't have any skills. What am I missing? Am I missing something? It feels like I'm missing something. And anybody who's watching this video who knows the game might be shouting at the screen right now. This is our original book. This is the one that we washed up with. And we can drag stuff into here. But this doesn't... Skill and a memory. Challenge. Lantern. Maybe we should have used a lantern on this. But I don't know how much we need. It says, add aspects to match the book's mystery. You don't always need to fill every slot. But the book's mystery is lantern. So, and there doesn't appear to be... I mean, yes, we haven't added anything with lantern. Maybe we just need to add one thing with lantern. Let's try that tomorrow. I don't know. But we've got lots of things in here. We've got some more books to catalogue. We have a telescope. Now this looks... Oh, this is different. We've got these plus symbols. The scholars of the house watched the courses of the stars to determine their pasts and understand their future. This is a what? Evolve via Horomachistry. Horomachistry. I could use Horomachistry here to evolve my soul. Okay. Once you've committed a skill to the Horomachistry wisdom, you can use that skill here to combine 2 identical soul cards into a greater one. But you must use a skill you've attuned to that wisdom and it'll only work once. This is a whole other part of the game that we've not seen yet. But we need to use Horomachistry and we can evolve our soul cards. Right, well that's what that's for. We've got some more books, we've got another chair. There's not actually much in here. No, just some more books. Now, can I move those books around? Because I don't like the fact that I've got all of these books in different places. I can. Excellent. Right, so I'm going to move all of my uncatalogued books into that room and all of the catalogued books into this room. No, they're not catalogued. They're the ones I want to move around. Okay. So move them in there. And I might move... Which one of these are we not going to be able to do? This one. It requires 6 sky. Let's just pop that in there for now. Oh, no, it's already full. Let's pop it in there. Right. So these are the books that I think we might be able to do sooner rather than later. 4 sky, 4 knock, 4 lantern. What was the other one? Was there another one? No, that requires 6 of something. That requires 12. That also requires 4 knock. That's fine. Let's leave it there. We got the ink. We can't reply to the ink. We haven't got the skills to reply to a letter. We've got health left, but there's nothing I don't think that we can do with health. We could maybe look at something just before the day ends. Let's have a look. Let's just consider something. What should we consider? Can we consider the telescope? No. Can we consider this? Yes. And it will require anything. Right. Okay. So we're going to use our health to investigate the object. Let's just see what memory this gives us, because the last time we we did this. We got the memory of sight, didn't we? Which gave us a sun, I think. What did he give us? He gave us a lantern. That was it. So what's this going to give us? Okay. This is going to give us sight. So it looks like we're getting a memory of sight, which is 1 lantern, when we do stuff. But I think different things that you look at, or different things that you investigate, will give you different memories. Right now, we just seem to be getting a memory of sight, and not much else. Also notice that these 2 rooms have not unlocked. Interesting. I don't know why these 2 rooms have not unlocked. Maybe there's not a door. Maybe you need a door to get from one place to the other. So I don't know how we get to this place or this place. Maybe we've got to go into the garden first, which we can do with Reverend Timothy. But I think we're going to do something different tomorrow. We're going to use Reverend Timothy to maybe introduce us to the people at the pub. Because you never know. There might be people there who can help us. But right now we seem to be at a bit of a stumbling block with analysing these books. And I think that's what we want to do tomorrow. And that's where we are now. Right. Okay. So. Oh, a message has arrived from St. Ronwin's Trust. And it's cloudy. Right. Okay. So where's the message? Here. It is a reminder to the library. Well, I can't reply. I can't reply. I've got the ink. I've got the paper. But I don't have the right element because I don't know what tone to write the message in. Let's just investigate this. I'm going to read the letter, the reminder letter that they've sent to me. That's hilarious. Okay, what does it say? Just a reminder that I haven't replied to them yet. Great. So we've got another thing sitting here. Don't know what we can do with it. It's also cloudy today. Now, cloudy is moon, moth. It's moon and moth. Well, we needed Moon 4 for reading the Collected Hush House Lectures book. This one. But Moon 4 on its own is not going to cut it. We have nothing else with Moon. But we do have this 2 lantern. So let's go back to our book. And let's put Fost in. Ah, that was it. That's what I've been missing. I feel like a bit of an idiot. All this needed was 1 lantern. And it now says I can now master this mystery. Right. Okay. There we go. Right. I was starting to get to the point of thinking, I'm definitely missing something here. The downside is, we've used our Fost for this. Which means we can't use our Fost to get back Reverend Timothy. Although, wasn't there something we could do to recover our things? In the bed, we could restore elements. I think we had the option of restoring elements. And I'm actually going to do that, even though it's probably going to use up something. Because I just want to see how that works. So. Oh, it started another countdown. Why has it started another countdown? There was a 60-second countdown. And it's now started another 60-second countdown. I don't know why. Because we have enough lantern to match it. I kind of hope anybody who's didn't switch off 15 minutes ago thinking Paul's completely stuck, this game looks really slow, because I could have actually done this a couple of days ago. Yeah, right, here we go. This is the next big part of the game, which is lessons. So when you have mastered a book, and that one has now been mastered, it unlocks these things called lessons. Lessons, Inks of Revelation. I've gained more understanding of Inks of Revelation. Use this card with Consider. And what it does is it turns it into a skill. And we also have a lesson, Path and Pilgrim. I've gained more understanding of Path and Pilgrim. So what you do is you consider, let's do this one first. You just consider it and use this lesson to acquire a new skill. There you go. And that starts running down. So can we get our Fost back in the bed? We go to the bed and we say, I want to restore Fost with, I could settle in for a nap with a cup of something warming or a glass of something soothing. Add a beverage to restore your soul without waiting overnight. Now, we have some tea. We have C&H Second Flush Assam. We have a packet of tea. And we have this serve here. Plates, cups and glasses, so that if I want to offer someone wine, I needn't give them the whole bottle. Where was the kettle? There was the kettle. It boils the kettle for tea. So do we drag the tea into there? We do. But it says if I cast an object into the fire, it will be transformed, destroyed, lost. If the item is brewable, which I'm assuming tea is... Yes, it's brewable. Add a soul card to brew it instead of destroying it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use our health, bring the water to the boil, permit the potential here to express itself. Right. So we're going to brew us a cup of tea. I haven't had my cup of tea yet this morning. Okay, and meanwhile, back on the other timer, this is the lesson that we've acquired, which we are considering, and we now have our first skill. So skills are a big part of the game, and what they do is they are permanent. So unlike memories, which disappear at the end of each day, these are skills, and we can use these skills to apply to various things. The Path and the Pilgrim skill is the traveller is always returning. One who does not is no traveller. This gives us 2 rows. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a book that requires rows yet, but it also gives us 1 scale, and it's a skill. However, there's a button here that some of you may wonder what it does. This is the Tree of Wisdoms. Scholars and adepts recognise 9 wisdoms, though they disagree where one wisdom ends and another begins. Something for me to think about. So we learn secrets to gain elements of the soul. What you do is you drag in skills into here, and right now we can only put 1 in there, and that unlocks these, but it doesn't use up the skill. In fact, the thing that we need to put at the front is the book. So that's our book there. We need to assign that book. Bing. Oh, Trist. We could have done this ages ago. I could have put that book in the middle ages ago, and that would have given us Trist, which will have probably allowed us to reply back to that letter. Anyway, Path and the Pilgrim, you'll notice it will go in one of 2 places. It will either go in this slot here, which is the slot leading to Birdsong. There's a lot of weird background noise. Or it will go into this slot, which leads to Nyctodromy. It says every skill could belong to one of 2 wisdoms. Decide which by assigning it here. This will grow your understanding of the wisdom and reward you with an element of the soul card. So I don't know which element we're going to get. Oh, we've got these coloured lines going all the way through it as well. Ah. So is that going to tell me what I'm going to get? Because heart is here. What's going here? Oh, this one, moth. Okay. Are we going to be able to do some... Are we going to be able to choose? So we can either assign this to Birdsong or that one. I don't know which is going to get us what. I don't know what Nyctodromy is, so let's go with that one. And we're going to assign it there. Now, what happens when you assign a skill is you don't lose the skill, but the skill has now picked up this aspect of committed. And what that means is you can no longer commit it to another slot within this Tree of Wisdoms. That's all that does. But it's gained us Fet. That's our 3rd Fet. Why did we gain Fet from that? I'm trying to work out how it determined that we gained Fet. Is that this light blue line here? I can't see. No, that's winter. Oh yeah, well, Fet is... It's moth and 2 rows. Yeah, I've no idea how it determined. So moth, 2 rows, I don't know. But we've unlocked this slot, but this needs a sort of a level 2 skill, and there's dotted lines to this one. I don't know, but anyway, we've gained a 3rd Fet. That's going to allow us to do more things during the day. Let's go back. We've also got 3 other lessons. These are the Inks of Revelation. So we're going to consider this one. And that's going to give us something else. What else were we doing at the same time? We probably should be... Oh no, we can't consider more than one thing at once. Or can you? I did watch somebody else's playthrough, and they were... Oh, we were brewing a cup of tea, that was it. They were using a desk to consider another book. So they were able to do 2 lots of consideration at once. But that requires a tool or ink. No, that's not working. And it won't go in any of the other slots. How were they doing it? I can't remember how they were doing it. But there was a way that they were basically considering 2 things at the same time. And I'm not sure how they were doing it. They were doing one using their normal ability, and I think they were using a desk to do another one. Whereas I don't seem to be able to do that. So, we got this skill. I wonder if we can go for a walk on the moor with this skill. Oh, it's getting close to the end of the day. Let's have a look. Let's go down here, and let's see if we can go for a walk on the moor. Effort. We can use our fet. And knowledge, we can. We can use our path and pilgrim. That's because the slot required either heart or rose or scale. And the path and the pilgrim is 2 rows and a scale. So we can go for a walk on the moor using our fet, using the knowledge of path and pilgrim. Right. I've also brewed this cup of tea, but the day's almost over. So there's no point me... I was going to try and brew the cup of tea in order to try and replenish the Fost, so that we could then use it again. But as it is, the day's almost over. Right, what's this? Ah, yeah, this is our other skill, Inks of Revelation. So this is our second skill that we've gained. This has got 2 lantern and 1 moth. And we're going to assign this to the Tree of Wisdoms. Where will this go? Now, I kind of want to put it there because these 2 are next to each other. But I don't know whether that's the right thing to do, because this might end up giving me another fet, which we don't want. We've got too much fet. So where else can it go? It can go here. Now, if we can we work out what that's going to give us? That's Ithastri. I don't know what Ithastri is, but let's see. Let's assign it here and see what this gives us. It's given us Fost. Okay, well that's all right, because we needed more Fost. You always need more Fost in your life. Yeah. Right, let's come out of the Tree of Wisdoms. So we've got loads more elements now, and we've got 2 more lessons left. So the way that lessons work, if we consider this now, we can't. It says I can't do anything with this on its own. Perhaps I wanted to consider a matching skill so I could increase it. So you can level up your skills during the game. And we'll do that now quickly, although the timer might not run out. And that is by reconsidering a skill that you've already learned. So you can't consider the lesson again, because you've already used the lesson to learn the skill. But now what you can do is you can consider the skill, and as it says, does it say? I don't know. But you've got to put some effort in, so we can use our fet. And then there's these 2 understandings. It says to upgrade a skill, you'll need memories with matching power aspects, including at least 1 lesson with matching power aspects. So we can use one of those lessons, but we also need a memory that needs to be lantern or moth. Do we have? We do, clouds. Now we could use the other lesson, but don't do this. I did this in my first playthrough. I used 2 lessons. You don't want to do that. Lessons are really valuable. So you need at least 1 lesson, and the other one can be something else. Look at that. This is going to improve the skill to level 2, which will increase its aspects, which will help with crafting. We've not seen crafting yet, and it'll make it suitable for higher branches in the Tree of Wisdoms if you haven't already committed it. Now, we have committed our Inks of Revelation. So this means that our Inks of Revelation is going to be level 2, but it's already been committed to the tree, so we can't use it again. I'm going to assume that there's lots more skills during the game. Right, so we got that countdown running. Day's almost over. We got our walk on the moor. We got our cup of tea. And like I said in a previous playthrough, one slightly annoying thing with the game is timers that are on objects, like this one, that's finished. And we didn't realise that it had finished. There's no alarm that went off. But we now have cup of tea. C&H, second flush Ashlam pot. Tea from the land of the real unicorn, imported by Cater and Hero. So we've brewed some tea, and then presumably we can use that tea in here, maybe. Yes. Pour out. Yeah, so if we wanted to give somebody a cup of tea, I think we use that. And we now have a level 2 skill. So Inks of Revelation, as you can see, is now 2. And it's now worth 3 lantern, 2 moth. This would be fantastic if we had a book that required lantern and moth. We don't. Can we consider any more books before the end of the day? We probably can. Can we squeeze in an extra one? Because we got so many elements now. Yeah, I really would like to know if we can consider 2 books at the same time. I'm pretty sure you could, but I can't seem to work out how to do it. Oh, there! I just right-clicked on them and put them in. So this is putting the book in there, but then putting the soul in there. Okay, there you go. So we got 2 books running at the same time. Will we read both of them before the end of the day? I think we will. Or will we? It's night time. We're pulling an all-nighter. Yes. Right, let's just pause quickly and have a look at what we've got. Sunrise Awakenings. An uncharacteristically poignant meditation by the edge-long Trog of Mirinmud, who later came to Hush House under a variety of other names, often in search of some sort of fight. This is a book which requires 4 lantern. We're good at lantern, so that is absolutely a book that we are going to read and understand. And wherever that's gone, there you go, it's gone under the tree. And over here, we've got another book, which is The Shadow in the Stair. Ernestine Peterhans records her conversations with the little darkness in Hush House's stair Tenebris, which she calls Donkerling. That requires 6 nectar. Yeah, we're not there. But what a productive day. Wow. So, we've got Inks of Revelation at level 2. Oh, we've got our Walk on the Moor as well. Hang on a minute. Has that finished? I really wish it would flash up somehow. Yes, we've been for a walk on the moor. So we get our skill back. And we have gained... What did we gain? Well, I think we just gained something. It was some wood, which has been put here. Yes, we gained some wood. So we went for a walk, and we've gained a yew blank, a wood sacred to the Malachite, who is also called the ring yew, but also the tree that the dead pass in the dark. So items, you can use certain items with certain people, and again, what it does is it adds their aspect. This game is all about combining things together with aspects in order to get the certain numbers that you need. But it's enjoyable, it's going well so far. That's where I'm going to end this playthrough. So we've done quite a lot in this one. Join me next time, where we're going to be hopefully analysing a couple more books and using our skills. I don't know what we're going to do next time, but yeah, join me later on. As mentioned in the other ones, these videos are not sponsored in any way, so a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel. And if you like the content that I create and you want to support the channel directly, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. And as also I mentioned in the other ones, taking a break from creating board game content at the moment just to bring you this for something different. I will be returning back to normal board game content in September. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.